Good morning and welcome to the new episode of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. A major country in South Asia which had the potential of being one of the great countries for the last 70 years has proved itself to be a failure on all fronts. It was the agriculture bound country, at least Punjab and say, and now it's no longer so. It was a cotton supply, the best cotton possibly. It's no longer so. It had great sugarcane and the sugar industry. Well, it's still carrying on. It had great fruit bearing trees. It's okay as far as the domestic market is concerned. Politically, economically, socially, this country has proved a failure. The record of this country is unenviable. No country in the world would want to be like this. And that despite the fact that the country is capable of doing much better. Some people may feel bad because it's the country of my birth. I refer to Pakistan. The last 70 years have shown scant regard to the rules, the constitution, human rights, women exploitation, gender disparity, child exploitation, and most important, all ethics, all morality. So it's a tragedy. But the way the politicians behave, this tragedy has become a melodrama. People get tired, but then imagine it. A country is discussing a no confidence motion and voting doesn't take place. The speaker simply dismissed the motion, and not only that, he dismissed it. Immediately, the Prime Minister said that he will not leave. He came to the streets. Possibly for the first time, the Prime Minister is taking the streets while still in office. And then another melodramatic element, the President appoints a caretaker Prime Minister. So there are two caretaker Prime Ministers. Once the assembly is dissolved, which the President had done so, the Prime Minister, lame duck Prime Minister, becomes a caretaker Prime Minister. So to appoint another caretaker Prime Minister is ridiculous. Supreme Court takes suo motu decision and then postpones it to the April 5th, that is tomorrow, another day, and it could have easily been done. Now the ruling of the Deputy Speaker dismissing the no confidence motion came on a question raised by the Minister, who took the floor and said loyalty to the state is a basic duty of every citizen. In Article 5, absolutely. But he forgot to mention that state is not the government. The ruling party is not the state. If that was so, then what Louis XIV said, "I am the state," would have been correct. The divine rights of the Prime Minister and the President are no longer valid. And then they come with another joke that USA is involved in removing Imran Khan, while they forget that he was the blue-eyed boy of the same party which is ruling USA today. And then he says, the Deputy Speaker, that the motion was presented according to law and the Constitution, but the foreign powers cannot be allowed to play to topple the elected government through a conspiracy. So this is possibly for the first time that the conspiracy theories are being given an official recognition. And that is a tragedy. That's a tragedy because the people of Pakistan are not. And that being so, is it enough? No. It's clear that the government in power, the political party in power in the government, has outlived its faith. And whichever way the Pakistan political crisis plays out, whosoever is the country's next prime minister, two things would not change. First, despite General Bajwa's recent comments on the importance of talks with India, terror would continue to be a Pakistan policy against India. Secondly, the economic crisis will continue to deepen. The consumer price inflation is 12%. Pakistan rupee has lost more than 50% of its value in 5 years. The country's debt keep on piling, and that's not including IMF and occasional help from the Saudis and Qataris. If they were not there, it would have gone bankrupt. Chinese infrastructure spent in Pakistan predictably led to the little economic improvement, but then it added to the debt. The economic crisis is no surprise because the Pakistan generals still think that the country's so-called strategic geographical position is a card that can be played. China having replaced US in this calculation. But that strategy is also running out of steam. China's commitment is unlikely to match America's when the latter was obsessively focused on terror. Today, with the Quad becoming more cohesive grouping, and given China's big focus on Indo-Pacific and its geopolitical rivalry with USA, Islamabad's utility as India better is less valued than admitted by the Rawalpindi top brass. And that fact is ignored by the media and press in Pakistan, and rightly so. Now, when Imran Khan came, he had two things to his credit, or rather three things. One, he had three wives. Second, was that he had once been a captain of the cricket team. And the third was that he had built a cancer hospital. Now, cricket has always been described to be a gentleman's game. And Imran has never played that. And Pakistan has never played the gentleman's game. And they are great cricketers, but the moment the cricket is transformed into politics, it becomes dirty, obnoxious, and hardly tolerable. Implicit in the term of calling it a gentleman's game is acceptance that everyone follows the rules of the game. And there is no cheating, no tantrums, no excessive appealing. The umpires are the final arbiters. If the batsman is out or walks out, and he walks back to the pavilion. For that matter, if he knows he's out, he walks even if the umpire does not give him out. And these old-fashioned values evolved with the introduction of slow-move TV replays, umpire referrals, and by and large the spirit of the game was retained. When the umpire rules you out, you have no choice to go. But trust Imran Khan, the only test cricketer to become an elected leader of the nation, to defy the laws, rules, conventions, and spirit of the game. Having clearly, without any doubt, lost the support of the majority in the National Assembly, he refused to do that. And when a no confidence motion is presented, he bolts away like a truant from the school and recommends dissolution of the House and wants a fresh election. Can anything be more ridiculous? Now, cricketing metaphors are aplenty in Pakistan politics, especially today. Combining several, here is what's happening. Now, I'm talking from the cricket's point of view. Imran Khan is batting with a tail-ender with the match clearly lost. Is cleanly bowed. He's out. But umpire, and the speaker is there, decides as an afterthought that it's a no ball, even though the replay shows it's not. Khan refuses to leave the batting crease. In the gully version of the above, When the opposition insists that he is out by showing replay, he walks off the ground from the wicket and the bat. He now wants an entirely new match. Now, the cricketing fable does not account for the other party, Amrika Bahadur, who, according to Imran Khan, is the dirty guy and behind the plot to oust him because he says he is following independent foreign policy that saw him visit Moscow on the day invasion of Ukraine took place. Well, he should forget that even the leaders of Belarusia and North Korea would have better sense. It's not for nothing that he is called I am but dim. He is dim. So where does the American state and Pakistan army fit in the cricketing metaphor and scheme of things? Why not call America, being the International Cricket Council, ICC, and the Pakistan Army? Why not call it Pakistan Cricket Board? And who would be the referee? The Pakistan Supreme Court, of course. So my sense is that the Pakistan Cricket Board, that is, Pakistan Army, will not want to annoy ICC, that's America. And the match referee will took to PCB for directions. So this troika, USA, Pakistan Army, and the Supreme Court will decide Imran Khan's fate. Of course, some countries have significant clout, so expect them to use it appropriately. Now, it was a political googly or a reverse swing that Imran Khan had used, but Imran Khan's National Assembly dissolution and calling of polls hasn't, of course, ended the match. For one, the Supreme Court is hearing the matter, and its decision can dramatically change the dynamics. It will kill the no confidence motion in a dubious parliamentary practice, even in Pakistan. Second, you can, of course, laugh at the claim made by the Pakistan Army's spokesman that the forces have no role in this soap opera. Nothing can be wrong. Otherwise, General Bajwa would not make a statement which is absolutely opposed to the Pakistan's basic policy. And it looks that the general have their own calculation. The third part, Imran, who seems not to have lost his ability to mobilize street protest, may not docilely follow whatever the courts and the army decide. He might create demonstration, and he is capable of that. And he has called people to come on the streets. And then he is already the first Pakistan premier who has temporarily outmaneuvered an army-backed de facto coup. Otherwise, the reality is that constitution is the only country in the world having 3 constitutions in a period of 70 years. But all the prime ministers, and none of them completed their tenure. And this prime minister is ruling by demonstrations, by hate propaganda, and by misleading people. But he has the ability to create protests. Had the no confidence motion been debated and voted on, as was rightly expected, Imran would have lost the vote. That's definite. And he would have been the first Pakistan Prime Minister to have lost office through the parliamentary means and not by army intervention or judicial intervention. But as I said, the jugglery of Pakistan politics can always surprise. So all kinds of scenarios are possible, not excluding violence. Now that is the crux. When the violence takes place, is the innocent people suffer. not the gangsters posing as politicians. Whichever way Pakistan crisis plays out, whosoever is the country's next prime minister, as I said, two things would not change. Bajwa's importance as army representative and the economic crisis. Now, why is it that the two countries become independent on the same day? And one country has robust, deep-rooted democratic roots, regard for the rules, regard for the constitution, a very strong judiciary which can pull up the prime ministers. On the other side, we have the most unstable, politically unstable, economically a disastrous country. One is the expected second largest economy in the world. The other one is tethering on declaring bankruptcy. There is something inherently wrong. And what is wrong is really that takes the cake. As I said earlier, you do not expect roses if you have planted weeds. And that's what has happened. The country created on the basis of hate, though the professed ideal of Jinnah was a democratic country where minorities would be given all the human rights. What it has happened is that dream is shattered. But the replacement dream has not been there. The people of Pakistan have been taken for a ride, and it's either the foreign powers, USA, or China ruling the roost with the active assistance of Pakistan army. And that's a tragedy of this country. I can only feel pity for the cricket gone haywire in the political arena of Pakistan.